Welcome to Half a Halfling. We talk about Lord of the Rings and a little bit about D&D, so let's get to it. Today we're doing Cooking with the Halfling, and we're going to be doing another recipe from the recipes from the world of Tolkien, and this one is the cherry and almond Traybake. The Ents, shepherds of the trees, are among the most mysterious creatures in Tolkien's works, yet more mysterious still are the Entwives. Tolkien tells us their sad story through the mouth of the Ent leader Treebeard. How long ago they left their male spouses to tend to the lesser trees, the trees of orchards and gardens, and to teach men the arts of agriculture and horticulture? This Moorish, causing one to want to have more, Traybake is inspired by the memory of the lost and much missed Entwives and by their well-tended cherry trees. So this is a cherry and almond Traybake. However, my husband doesn't like cherries, so our change for this recipe is blueberries. So let's get started. So I have my ingredients laid out, so we have easy access and we can just whip through this. This one does take an hour to make. So if you're gonna do this, make sure you give yourself time. So we need 1 3/4 cups of self-rising flour. So not all-purpose flour for this one, self-rising. And then we need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix that. And then we'll need 7 tablespoons of unsalted butter, chilled and diced. So this one, you also have to mix it in with the flour and baking powder and make it look like breadcrumbs in the same way that the fairings, you have to make it look like breadcrumbs. This one though, you don't actually have to put your fingers into it, so. So in the same way that I did with the fairings, I'm just going to kind of get the butter all sort of mixed in. Make sure there's flour on everything. And instead of using your fingers, if you're like, I don't really want to get my fingers dirty, I started using a whisk and just kind of crushing them. So, and they'll start looking like breadcrumbs after a while. So take your time with it, don't rush, just make sure everything gets mixed well together. So it may be hard to see, but it's kind of all crushed up in there and it's just mixed really well. So now that we've got the butter in there, it's time to add the sugar. So we need half a cup of sugar. So we have half a cup of sugar and all that mixed. In a separate bowl, we're going to mix the egg, milk, and the almond extract. And if you've never used almond extract before, it is a very potent smell. So be mindful of that. So we just need 1 egg. All right, so we need our 1 egg beaten. And then we need half a cup of milk. And a teaspoon of almond extract. Whew. So we'll mix all that together. And then we'll mix our wet ingredients with our dry ingredients. And then we're going to add half of the amount of cherries, or in this case blueberries, which this calls for 1 1/2 cups of candied cherries. So, and it says to only do half of that. We're using blueberries, and you can use whatever fruit you want. I wanted at one point to try a chocolate and almond Traybake because I thought that would be really good. But we're going to do blueberries and almonds. So now I got my 3/4 cups of washed blueberries. So I'm going to mix them in here while I'm still trying to get everything mixed together. And for a tray bake, you traditionally need like a square or rectangular baking pan, but I don't have that. I have a 9-inch cake pan. It's a little spring pan, so we're gonna use that instead, but it's fine. It works just as well. And again, just take your time with it. Get everything, really nicely mixed together. You don't have to rush this stuff. Take your time with it. So once you have everything mixed together pretty nicely and you've got your oven preheating at 350, go ahead and grab your pan, whatever you're using. Make sure it's all greased nicely. We're gonna just put our batter in. All right. And then just kind of use your spatula, spoon, whatever, to kind of spread it around nice and evenly. And because it has this self-rising flour, it will, rise pretty nicely. So once you have everything spread out evenly, you're going to take the other half of your cherries, blueberries, whatever you choose, and just scatter them on top. Okay, so once you have your blueberries nicely distributed about, you're going to get your slivered almonds. So you need 2/3 cups, and you're just going to sprinkle them on top. And my husband really likes almonds, so we'll put a few extra on there. So once you have your almonds and everything put in and displayed nicely, you're gonna put it in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm gonna do that and I'll get back to you guys when it's done. Okay, so our timer's gone off. Let's take a look. Let's see. Yep, perfect. Perfect. So there you have it. We have made an Entwives inspired tray bake with blueberries and almonds, or with cherry and almonds. But yeah, it's gonna be really delicious. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Stick around for Thursday where we go over another chapter of the Silmarillion. But in the meantime, may your homes be filled with food and cheer. Bye.